Here's your First Warn Weather forecast first, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
After some clouds early this morning, we were able to see some sunshine. We've got a few clouds to the south, a couple of spotty showers also showing up to the south, but won't be a big factor for us here as we go through this evening. Temperatures with the sunshine today, we're able to make it up to 50 right now in Rockford, 52 in Sterling, 48 in Freeport, 49 in Rochelle, and 48 degrees also in DeKalb. As we go throughout tomorrow, we'll see a gradual increase in some of the cloud cover, but some rain, even a couple of thunderstorms will build in by the time we get into tomorrow night, and then some scattered showers heading into Easter Sunday. I'll time all that out for you coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
Tragic situation in our Winnebago County Rockford region.
It's unimaginable what they're enduring at this point in time.
The trauma of this magnitude impacts all of us. These are dark days, but we as Rockfordians will get through this.
A deadly rampage through a Rockford neighborhood shakes the community. 4 people, including a teenage girl, were killed.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. Thanks for joining us. The community is mourning after the death of 4 people, including a teenage girl. 15-year-old Jenna Newcomb's mother says she died protecting her sister and a friend. 49-year-old Jay Larson, a mail carrier in the area working his route when he was killed. And according to police, the first 2 victims were 63-year-old Ramona and her son Jacob. Jacob and the suspect were friends, the shoebox. They lived just down the street from each other. Local officials offer their sympathy and support to the victims' families and the community. Winnebago County Board Chairman Joseph Chiarelli says this crime hits close to home for him as he represented the area during his time as an alderman.
Going back in time and serving them and having neighborhood meetings in that exact area where these murders occurred, knowing the quality of their minds and their hearts, how they only want the best for our community, and to be in a position of this tragedy is unimaginable for me. So my sincerest gratitude for them, for keeping their strength and helping assist the first responders, and my sincerest condolences to the people who lost their families in this area.
Police call the investigation multi-level with an extensive amount of moving parts. There are several different crime scenes within just a few blocks of the Southeast Rockford neighborhood. David Greenberg is live near where the first attack occurred on Holmes. David, this is where the mother and son were found stabbed to death inside their home.
Yeah, maybe the accused suspect, Christian Ivan Soto, lived just 5 houses down from where this scene all began. And in a matter of a half an hour, he's accused of killing 4 people and injuring 7 others. At approximately 1:15 p.m. Wednesday, March 27th, police were notified of an individual being run over and possibly stabbed at 2316 Holmes Street. According to the criminal complaint, witnesses saw Christian Ivan Soto chasing Jacob Schubeck, hitting him and possibly stabbing him with a knife before entering a pickup truck in the driveway and running the victim over.
Jacob was observed getting up and running back into his residence. Soto was observed running back into 2316 Holmes Street and exiting a short time later.
Police later finding Soto had stabbed and killed Jacob Schubeck and his mother, Ramona Schubeck, inside the home. After taking off in the Chevy pickup truck, Soto reportedly then runs over letter carrier Jay Larson with the vehicle in the 2200 block of Winnetka Drive, stabbing him multiple times before driving over him, again with the truck. The 25-year veteran of the U.S. Postal Service later dying at a local hospital. One witness describing the attack to police.
He heard the mailman yell for him to call the police. As he dialed 911, he observed the suspect begin to walk towards his front door. He said he quickly locked the front door at that point and continued to watch the incident through his window.
The witness says Soto then runs off on foot, breaking into 4803 Cleveland Avenue, where Darlene Weber was letting her dog out. After stabbing Weber near the eyes, Soto attacks her son Jacob and daughter Kathy inside, both reportedly sustaining injuries to the head and face as they're able to fight off Soto. Soto then breaks into 4715 Cleveland Avenue through an unlocked back door, finding a softball bat in the kitchen. 3 young girls inside are on spring break, having a sleepover, watching a movie when Soto finds them in a basement bedroom, killing a 15-year-old girl, critically injuring the other 2.
The suspect then came downstairs and was holding Jan's softball bat. The suspect called them bitches and asked where the gun was. The girls ran to the corner of the bedroom. He started swinging the bat, striking all the female victims.
After exiting the house, Soto then breaks into 4624 Florence Street by smashing a window. Inside, he attacks Lindsay Craig, who ends up fighting off the suspect and escaping the residence. Soto continues chasing and attacking Craig towards 2120 Eggleston Road when a Good Samaritan, Keith Farney, steps in.
And Soto began to attack him with a knife, also causing multiple injuries. Soto entered Keith Farney's Jeep in an attempt to steal it. Farney pulled Christian Soto from the Jeep, but again was being attacked with a knife. It was at this time the police arrived and took Soto into custody.
And Mimi, as you know by now, Soto faces 11 counts of a murder and attempted murder, 13 charges in total. And Winnebago County State's Attorney Jay Hanley says that he does expect more charges to come their way in the future. Mimi?
All right, we'll continue to follow that, of course. Thanks, David. One of the victims, Jay Larson, was a letter carrier in the area. He was a 25-year veteran of the United States Postal Service.
Jay was doing what he loved, serving his community, delivering mail to customers that he has served for 25 years. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service is the federal law enforcement branch of the U.S. Postal Service. It is our mission to investigate crimes involving letter carriers and to hold those responsible accountable.
Jay was a federal employee. The Winnebago County State's Attorney says federal charges could be filed in the future. People who live in the neighborhood couldn't believe the horrific events that occurred. Our Blake Dietz spoke with one resident today, and Blake, Jay Larson was her mailman?
Yeah, that's right, Mimi. Michelle Bonzi has lived in the neighborhood for decades. Jay Larson was her mail carrier. Bonzi tells me Larson delivered her mail for over 6 years, always ready with a smile and a friendly conversation. The two exchanged gifts and thank you cards on holidays. She says Larson's kindness was felt by the entire neighborhood, leaving many devastated by his loss.
Jay was someone that just lit up this place. I looked forward to seeing him every day. He always had a smile on his face. He'd wave to the dogs. He'd be nice to our dogs. He'd talk to you, everything. He just was the kindest soul, and it's such a tragedy. We are just all really, really heartbroken about him as well as the other victims of all of this.
We talked to a mail carrier at today's vigil for the victims. He said management gave carriers the option of not taking Larson's route because of what happened, but he said many stepped up to take it over. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Blake. This has been a tough week for the community, from the death of 18-year-old Jason Jenkins at Walmart on Sunday to the attacks yesterday. Local faith leaders invited the community to pray for the victims and their families and the city. Jess Lipson was at the vigil today. He joins us now live. Jess, what can you tell us?
Well, Mimi, about an hour and a half ago wrapped up a really emotional vigil. It's right outside Anderson's Auto Services. It's right on the corner of Hillcrest and Charles Street. Many members of the community, clergy members, local government leaders, and just family and friends, emotional, all giving words kind of in the same remarks of, you know, coming together as a community right now, bringing each other a lot of love, and really just knowing that it's okay to not be okay in these times, and just hope that you have your neighbor to lean on.
We need to be out and be present in the community, and this is hard. You know, people died, innocent lives were taken, and we need to support the community.
Later at 6, we'll hear from some of the friends of someone who was lost in Wednesday's killings. For now, reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Jess Lipson. Back to you, Mimi.
Jess, thanks for that live report. The suspect in the deadly attacks appears in court. Up next, we hear from prosecutors on the charges he's facing.
Our temperatures made it up to 50 degrees this afternoon with some sunshine, but we've got some rain moving in for the weekend. We'll look at when to expect the rain and thunderstorms coming up a little later.
The man investigators say is responsible for yesterday's deadly attack made his first court appearance in Winnebago County. Drea Baroni was there. Drea, what can you tell us?
Mimi, many people had tears in their eyes before the hearing even started. Christian Soto appeared in person. He looked pretty much like his mugshot. He had obvious injuries to his face and hands. He's accused of 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of attempted murder, and 2 counts of home invasion. Prosecutors say while the motive isn't clear, Soto claims marijuana laced with something else is responsible. State's Attorney Jay Hanley believes that's not what the facts show.
As I read the factual summary, there also seems to be a real consciousness of what he did, that he was conscious. So I don't really have a good answer for that, and I'm not sure we will.
Victims' family and friends, along with the whole community, are trying to make sense of what happened. None of them were ready to talk after the hearing, but some of Soto's relatives and a friend were willing to comment. I'll tell you what they had to say coming up later at 6. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Drea. Counseling services are available for the community today and tomorrow. Rockford's police chief is also prioritizing the well-being of the first responders who were at the scene.
Definitely, we're concerned about the community, but I'm also concerned about our first responders. So we are diligently working with our EAP program to get our first responders the services that they need.
Rosecrans will be at Flynn Middle School until 8 tonight, then again tomorrow morning starting at 9. You can find more information about this crime spree on our website, mystateline.com. Well, in better news, sunshine returning to the state line today, but we may see some rain and thunderstorms over the next few days. After the break, Candace has our forecast heading into the weekend.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, we've got sunny skies out there this evening after some cloud cover earlier today. A few clouds down to the south, but we take a live look with our SkyTrack camera out at the Poplar Grove Airport. As we go through this evening, we'll see a partly cloudy sky for much of the night, but we are going to stay dry. A couple of showers have been trying to show up on radar just a little further to the south with a boundary that continues to pass to the south, but really not going to be too much of a factor for us here this evening. We've got just a couple of clouds rolling through. In fact, most of that activity now passing off to the southeast. Temperatures today, we're able to make it into the upper 40s and low 50s, 48 for our weather watcher Terry down in Genoa, 33 that dew point temperature, and a westerly wind at 11 miles per hour. We're in the upper 40s, low 50s, right at 50 here in Rockford. So far spot on that forecast high for today, 49 in Rochelle, 52 down in Sterling. Best part about today is the lack of wind. It hasn't been as gusty as what it's been here the last couple of days. Our winds have been rather strong. Now our winds will stay about 10 to 15 miles per hour through the night tonight. Notice we're starting to see a little bit of a wind shift to the northwest. We've actually got high pressure settling into the north of us, so that'll work that wind and shift that wind around from the northwest to the northeast here as we head through the night. Temperatures will drop down to about 28 degrees. We'll see a little more cloud cover throughout the day tomorrow, but I think our temperatures will warm back into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees, but we get a little more cloud cover once we head into the afternoon. Our Friday is going to stay dry with the exception of tomorrow night. We've got some rain and a couple of thunderstorms that'll be moving in. This, however, will be late into the evening. So as we go throughout the day tomorrow, an east-northeasterly wind will then turn to the southeast as cloud cover comes back in, and our skies will turn partly sunny to mostly cloudy for the afternoon. Now that boundary that's coming through today stalls down to the south of us, and as we get closer to about 9-10 o'clock, we've got some showers and a few isolated thunderstorms that'll develop as a result. No severe weather is expected, but with some of the stronger cores that come in, some brief heavy downpours and even some pea-sized hail will be possible. This will likely take place, notice this is about 2-3 o'clock Saturday morning through the overnight into very early Saturday. So again, we've got a couple of thunderstorms that'll be coming through, but not expecting any severe weather with that. That system should be moving to the east by the time we get into Saturday morning. Drier air coming in should actually give us a period of some sunshine once we get into Saturday afternoon before the rain chance picks back up by the time we get into Sunday. So when we look at this through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, planning out the weekend, rain chances and thunderstorm chances ramp up Friday night. They'll taper off after Saturday Saturday morning and then kind of pick back up again on Sunday. Sunday is not going to be a washout. May have a couple of scattered showers around for the afternoon. We'll watch Sunday night. Going into Monday, could see a couple of thunderstorms there. Severe threat to the south possible right now, but we'll keep an eye on that. That could shift a little further north for Monday afternoon. And then we're in the upper 40s, low 50s as we go through next week.
All right, thanks, Candace. Reagan's in next with sports. The Cubs down in Texas to start the season. More on opening day for the Northsiders.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
It's opening day across Major League Baseball. The Southsiders have already finished up, but the Cubs' first pitch is still about an hour away. The Northsiders are down in Arlington, Texas to start the 2024 season. Craig Counsell's squad opening the season against the defending world champs. Justin Steele will make his first career opening day start for the Cubbies, and Nathan Eovaldi gets the nod for the Rangers. 6:35 the start time for that one. Now the White Sox already finished up at the rate 1-0 the final, and Detroit with the edge. Garrett Crochet pitched 6 innings with 8 strikeouts in his first big league start for Chicago. Now college basketball fans around the area will be staying up pretty late to watch the Illini take on Iowa State tonight in the Sweet 16. Top scorer Terrence Shannon Jr. has dropped at least 25 in all 5 of Illinois' postseason games, but it'll take help from the supporting cast to break sway from the Cyclones' top-rated defense. Marcus Domask has emerged as one of Brad Underwood's key pieces, racking up a triple-double in the first round. These guys know what it's going to take to win tonight, but they are also just trying to soak up the moment.
It's amazing, to be able to play in an amazing arena like this. You look up and you see all the banners up there, and some legends play in this building, so it's amazing.
I know that the fans been waiting on this for a long time, so I'm glad that we got to get to the Sweet 16. But this is not the last game that we're gonna play, so we want to keep this thing going, and we just want to play our hardest every game.
Tonight's game tips off at 9 p.m. It will be broadcast on TBS and True TV. Now the Ice Hogs are hot, hot, hot right now. A buzzer-beater goal by Rem Pitlick last night helped Rockford pull off a 5-4 shootout victory over the Wolves. The win marked goaltender Jackson Stauber's record 9th straight victory, and Anders Sorensen got his 100th head coaching win. The Hogs have won 11 of their last 13 games. They will travel to Milwaukee on Friday for the second of 3 road trips this week. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Well, our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Glass and More becomes a little more active going into the weekend. We've got a couple of spotty showers down to the south of us, but those really aren't going to be too much of a factor here as we go through the night. Temperatures tonight briefly drop into the upper 20s before climbing a bit going into tomorrow. Rain and thunderstorm chances increase by tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Candace, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again at 6.